Behind every successful marketing graduate is a team of faculty and staff committed to creating meaningful opportunities for students. Through Give Day, alumni support directly strengthens scholarships, enhances career preparation programs, and expands experiential learning within Western's marketing department. Today, we'll hear some personal insights and anecdotes from Mark Staton on how he's seen Give Day support marketing students. Thanks for sitting down with us.
Hey, my pleasure. Anytime.
Appreciate it. Would you introduce yourself and describe your role here at Western?
Sure. So my name is Mark Staton. I'm an associate professor of marketing and I've at Western Washington University, and I've been a proud member of the faculty and the university since 2012.
We appreciate it. And from your perspective, how would you describe Give Day?
Give Day is a great, universities are always looking for money. Mm-hmm. And I've always been interested in sort of how higher ed does the marketing and stuff like that. And as opposed to, and when you're a professor, you've been to a lot. I've been to a lot of different schools. And what I really like about Give Day is it's the day that we ask people to give, like it says. And where I feel like a lot of my other institutions, they're hitting me up for money all the time. Mm. And so to have this sort of this one day where we all come together, supporting Western, is just a really effective way to sort of maximize conversions, but then also, not annoy people.
Right, exactly. And if you were to describe the value of Give Day in one sentence, what would you say? Community.
I mean, well, that's one word. You said it's
that works too.
You said a
that
sentence.
Works too.
But I would say just raising our community. Right. Is the goal of Give Day. Mm-hmm. I love that there's a community of the marketing department. I love the sort of I refer to my class as Digimark, the Digimark community.
The trust tree.
The trust tree, of course, as well. but I think that's what Give Day does. Is it makes people sort of reconnect with faculty and our classmates, and then sort of and make connections with the current students in a really special way.
Yeah, I definitely see that. I mean, I think about we talked with Ed earlier, and we were discussing how it's able to really connect us with alumni, and having those connections is so important. I talked with Bob Bernecki earlier in my career here at Western, and it was really important to have that insight to see what is it like in the professional world, and having that continued support and community with alumni is super important. So.
Yeah, no.
What would you say opportunities exist now that wouldn't before because of Give Day?
The big thing I would say is, that Give Day allows the marketing department to have some discretionary funds that obviously just go back to supporting the students.
Of course.
The biggest thing I would say is that a lot of the sort of the career readiness, the sort of the career advising, career opportunities, we're able to provide, because of Give Day. Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of our, alumni in Seattle are familiar with our holiday mixer that Ed and Molly do a great job organizing. The students that come down on that, they come down on a real nice bus that is paid for by Give Day. Mm-hmm. And so there have been some other trips that we've done in Seattle, meeting alums and for networking and things like that. And those opportunities, if we went to the university and asked for them, maybe they'd give it to us, maybe they wouldn't. Maybe it would take a long time to get the money. Mm-hmm. But the fact that we have sort of these discretionary funds from our alumni really allows us to be that much more nimble. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a great way we can support our students.
Absolutely. And speaking about career preparedness, how would you say Give Day improves these experiences for students?
Well, I mean, one of the things I always get a kick out of is the fact that we're training marketers, and we got to market Give Day. Mm-hmm. And so, just doing this video that's good experience for you and your team. Mm-hmm. I think that understanding, what the sort of appropriate, I talk in digital about how, for a nonprofit, digital marketing is kind of hard because there are all these different examples of conversions. Right. And so there are all these different audiences and things like that. And so, just sort of seeing the process of how you raise money, I think, is a really valuable skill. One of the things I always like to say also is I don't think all of our marketers, need to necessarily or should necessarily go in the for-profit sector. So seeing sort of the nonprofit marketing aspect, we actually have a nonprofit marketing class that's taught in the spring, but seeing how, how this, I think this sort of opens up some opportunities for students just to sort of think in terms of other career opportunities just from watching us do this process.
Can you think of any examples of how you've seen students succeed academically because of Give Day?
Well, I mean, I think one of the things that's really important is that we recognize we give scholarships, and these are usually need-based scholarships that so they're absolutely our students I know that would not be able to continue their education if it wasn't for the support that they were getting from Give Day. Like again, a lot of the sort of extracurricular, you could say. We've got the case competition, and that we have the sort of the wonderful support from New Engine for that. But I know that there's some Give Day dollars that are probably being used for that as well. And so we want our students to learn in all the different aspects, beyond the classroom, and donations to Give Day help with that.
Absolutely. And let's say there's some alumni who've already donated, but they want to get involved in Western in some different way. How would you recommend they do that?
I think the biggest thing is just to reach out to the faculty that they know, and we'll always be looking to incorporate them. Yeah. You talk about Digimark. I'm sure people watching the video will watch Digimark, but or took Digimark. But the speakers that we have, they're almost all alums, and they're giving of their time, and so I think that I think Give Day is there's more than one way to give. Yeah. And so reaching out and sort of offering your expertise or your connections, that's something that we're happy to help with. And I think that just reaching out to the faculty that you're connected to, or if you're not connected to anyone, reach out to me, Mark Staton, Staton@wwu.edu. We'd definitely like to connect with you.
Yeah, I can speak from experience. Being in Digimark last quarter and having those people come in, it was really interesting to be able to just ask questions directly about how does marketing work nowadays? How does it how does career change? Yeah, no,
we had a great speaker just now, Will Hancock, who spoke to your class, talk about paid social, and he lives in New York, and so not only was he talking about paid social, but he was also talking about how many opportunities there are in New York City, and I think that's another great way that he's giving back.
Absolutely. And what do alumni donors mean to you personally?
I feel like it. I'm all about paying it forward. Again, I've becoming a professor. I've been in school a lot. Yeah. And so the number of people that I had no idea, the number of people that have helped me get to this point who I had no idea who they are is probably a pretty massive number. And I think that everyone recognizes that. That their college experience was benefited from the gifts of people that they have no idea who they are, and I think that I like to think that people are proud to be marketing alums of Western. I get that sense, and so to sort of show that pride or pay back that experience by paying it forward to supporting our students today, I think is a really special thing to do.
Absolutely. I've got that sense from all the marketing alums that I've interacted with. Yeah. It really does feel that way. Yeah. And to close it out, how does it feel to see students succeed as a result of Give Day?
It's why I do this job. Yeah. It's the best part of this job is watching students succeed, and I've had so many students over the years talk about the opportunities that Digimark have provided for them, and the support that we get from Give Day. There's again, one of the things that's super nice about it is there's no real strings attached, so we can really try different things. Literally, I was just thinking right now that there are certification courses that cost money, and that could be valuable for students, but I don't want to make them pay $100 for a certification course. It'd be nice if there was a little, if you're a Digimarc alum, you want to create a little fund for students to do, paid certifications courses. I'm sure we could figure out a way to make that work.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so, I mean, fact of the matter is I give on Give Day. And so I'm proud to do it, and so I hope these videos and all the content y'all are creating are going to make more people do that as well.
Yeah, of course. Well, thanks so much for your time. Really
Anytime,
appreciate
buddy.
it. Give Day.
Good to see you.
Good to see you as well.
All right, take care.
Thank you to the Western Marketing Alumni community for continuing to invest in the next generation. Your support makes a measurable difference.